Vipersoles here back once again. Today's gonna be a different type of video. Today we're about to go to my friend's house. I met him about 2 years ago. He's a botting Nike OG. He knows a lot about botting and what it takes to be an entrepreneur and all the other stuff. He's a lot of big shoes. He has a big collection. He's gonna tell us about himself, but we're going to ask some questions for him to see what he really has to offer to my audience, and just so y'all can have a little bit more confidence boost or whatever, because he has a great setup, but it didn't happen overnight. So I'm going to go talk to him, chat it up with him, see some new shoes that I haven't seen that he has, and he's going to explain some of the game to y'all. So sit back, relax, and let's go see him. What's up, YouTube? Vipersoles is back here once again at the undisclosed location. And we are at the plug's house. I can see, step right in his joint, already got boxes in, ready to go. So we about to go downstairs, meet him, talk him up, talk some shoes, get some stuff lit, so stay tuned. We're back, so as you can see by the B-rolls, we're really in the plug's house, man. So my broski back here, you can't see him, but he's going to answer some questions and stuff, and we're going to get a feel about, you know, how he got into it, like what he does mostly, how much he pulls in every month, and how to really scale up without paying too much in monthly costs. So broski, tell me about how you started and all the other extra stuff you want to get into.
So pretty much, I would say like late 2016, pretty much when like Yeezys were really hard to get, you know, and I would just like wonder like, how do people get Yeezys, all that stuff, and then from that just led on about like doing the research of how to getting shoes, and eventually that's when Adidas was kind of hot and NMD Ultra Boosts were popping. So pretty much there was this NMD I caught for like 120 or something, and I remember selling it on GOAT for like 180 and making $30. And just once I made those $30, it's just like a light bulb went off my head. Pretty much like, you know, you can make money reselling shoes, and just from there it's just like doing all your research, eventually learning about the game. Because before that, like most people, I know you've been like a sneakerhead, you wear your shoes, whatever.
Yeah.
I don't even own a Jordan in my collection, so I'm not really, to be honest with you, I'm not in it for like my collection. I'm just in it for the business aspect. So from there on, you just start doing your research. Obviously you discover sneaker Twitter, cook groups and all that, and eventually got into botting kind of late, but you know, it's never too late to get in. I was just, it's all about how much work you put in, and slowly from there on I've noticed that doing volume pretty much pays off, because sometimes you can't rely on those really hype drops, because you know you might get lucky and get hit one or two, but it's all about volume and small profits. But a lot of pairs add up. So
tell him about me before COVID, how I would resell. Tell him about it.
I feel like sometimes we get into arguments where I would just be like, bro, if I make $10, $20, $15 on the shoe, it's all fine, but you can get 50, that all adds up. So like, you're not always going to hit those shoes where you hit like $50 profit guarantees. So sometimes you gotta compromise, you know, be able to cook both, because all that adds up. And eventually, if you're trying to take this seriously, any profit, this is how I look at it. With my first job, I used to make $7.25, right? So if I get a shoe for that I make $10, $20, you know, I'll take that any day, because if I get 10 of them, that's someone's work day right there. So I'd rather do that, and I'm satisfied. But it's all up to the individual if they're willing to put in the work. So
every time, bro, keep going.
So yeah, I used to tell C2, I'm like, yo, bro, brakes. It's all about the brake life.
It is about the brake life. But to me, there's a certain extent. Cause when did you get these? Well, these don't go for much, do they?
I can't say how I got.
Well, but they don't. These are like the mids, right? They're like the Fear God.
Yeah, so I would say the biggest month that I've had that I can recall, because sometimes it's really hard to keep track of your sales and profit and all that, but I would say my biggest month has been when I did, I would say between $60,000 to $70,000 in sales.
Okay.
And just to show you guys, at the level I'm at, I'm not even one of the top people reselling in the game.
No.
There's people who do $500,000 in sales a month, or like $250,000, but my best month pretty much like 70,000 in sales, and profit wise probably like 17,000.
17,000.
But on average, I would say profit is between, like, I would say $10,000 to $8,000.
10,000 to 8,000.
And you know that I'll take that any day.
Right. Yeah. So what's the one thing that you could tell your past self right now about botting, reselling, entrepreneurship? Even let's say before you went to college, like what would you tell yourself?
So
the
one thing I would say that really kind of like kept me back from growing was pretty much me not wanting to learn more early.
Okay.
So I kind of, even though I started reselling, I would say like early 2017, I got into botting kind of late. And the reason behind that is because I'm not a computer geek. I don't really understand how bots work, computers work.
Okay.
So when I first started, I didn't have like pretty much like groups can help you, but sometimes you need a group of friends that are doing exactly what you're doing, so you can go to them and ask questions. That's why I feel like recently on sneaker Twitter, a lot of FNF groups have popped off, because you have a group of close friends where you can go to each other and ask questions. If you're good at this, I'll help you with this. So the one thing is, don't be scared to, if you're really serious, to like jump in it and try it for yourself. But also right now I feel like sneaker botting has become very saturated.
Since COVID, it's been saturated.
So I feel like you got to be really careful about not losing money, because you can be spending all this money on proxies and bots, and if you're not making it back, it's not good. But the one thing is, don't be scared to jump in. Also, look up to the people who are doing it. So like, for example, you look up to some people who are getting this many pairs. Instead of like hating, getting jealous, try to see patterns of what they're doing. See what shoes they're copying. Like, I be seeing all these kids that like be posting 200 pairs, 300 pairs to release. You know, I'm trying to get to that point, to like GRs, you know what I'm saying? So just see patterns to where you're trying to get to, and see how you can get there. See patterns what those people are doing that you're not.
Enough group, the private shit, and I was gonna tell y'all, listen to what he's saying. Whenever y'all ask me about, can you do a setup video, this and that, I learned everything, because like I said, I met him a year or two ago. You feel me? I learned everything off of just watching people. I couldn't ask no dumb questions. People were blocking me on Discord and all that. So it's like, when y'all watch me, it's like I'm not doing nothing crazy. It's like I watch Botter Boy Nova, I watch Soulful Sneakers, like I watch all these crazy botters. You feel me? I take what they're doing and I apply it. You don't need to know delays all the time. You don't need those small little things. The only important thing you need to know is proxies and their setup and their cook group, pretty much. Like, I don't know about me and him, but we're visual learners. Like, if we can see someone do it and watch a video, we can dissect each part. Like, okay, the only thing I don't know is the delays he's using, but I do know his proxies, which is part 1 to botting, and I do know the body he has, that's part 2, and I do know what kind of group he's in, that's a part 3. Feel me? So don't try to focus on the less important stuff, like when it comes to what we do. Like, oh, how do I know when this and this? Like, if you just look, Google live comp, how to get into botting, stuff like that. It's like, the YouTube is a free tool with good information to a certain extent, because all great information, quote me, all great information is paid. I don't care what you say, great information is paid or by connections, because people do not want to give out nothing for free nowadays. So back to you, bro, about the FNF and how it got you to where you are, and just the crazy stuff that's been going on.
Yeah, so
saturation and
pretty much, I guess I would say, if you have close friends who or just people you know that they're doing something where you want to be, I would say just get close to them. You know, I mean, hopefully you know them personally where they're willing to help you, because I understand in this sneaker business there's a lot of things you can't share, because obviously if I'm doing something right, I'm not just going to go out there and post it,
exactly,
know, because you can't post anything, you know. I understand sometimes it's okay to help people, but sometimes you just can't post every loop out there, because you know that's how they get clicked. But the one thing is, just stick. And I feel like botting has become so much easier because of YouTube. People like you, where like, you know, they're posting, people can actually see the bot, what's going on when you turn down the delays, once you start, all that stuff. So I feel like it's so much better for people now than it was when I started. Where
when we started up, because there's no live cops. There was no. Only thing you had to do was take someone's word from Twitter success by the group or bot that retweeted it. That's all I had to go off of. I couldn't. There's barely any videos about it.
And that's the reason why when I first tried botting, I feel like I kind of gave up and didn't continue. I wouldn't say give up, but I didn't constantly keep going because I was buying proxies and not the right type of proxies, and I was just not copying and losing money. So you got to be careful with that too.
Right, exactly. So tell them. So enough about the general idea of botting, but tell them specifically about Nike and just the risks versus the rewards and the dedication that it really takes to get to where you are.
So pretty much, so I went to school to work in the medical field, and I constantly kept doing this throughout school. And once I graduated from college, pretty much, I just instead of applying, this is when like pretty much my business kind of took off, and it was to the point where I was kind of making more than what I would be going to go work for my degree. So right now I'm pretty much just seeing where it takes me, and this is my full-time job. I wake up, hop on the computer and just make sure you catch those restocks, because you can't rely on those hype releases. You got to be able to compromise, if it's a jersey, if it's a toy, if it's some sweatpants, essentials, anything. You got to be able to because I don't think people understand, like, monthly I spend pretty much $1,000 in proxies. I gotta be able to make that money back. So you can't just be waiting for the Off-Whites to drop, the Travis Scotts to drop, anything. If you can make $10, $20 and just keep doing that with multiple items a day, monthly, profits are gonna add up. You can make $1,000 different ways. You can get one item, make $1,000 profit on Off-White, or you can get 100 pairs and make, I would say, $10 each.
Right.
Very simple, And I'm pretty sure for most people, getting those 100 items is so much easier than getting that one item. You don't have to get 100, but just to give you an idea.
Right. Yeah. So guys, he did his whole little chattering. We're about to get into some of the shoes because y'all see all the B-rolls and stuff like that, all the shoes, but we can really prove to you how deep he's been in. You see all the mirrors, the little bricks, but we're really about to show you what's really underneath these closets. So let's see about what heat you got. Can you show us some heat?
Yeah, sure.
All right, come on. All right, man. How about these Off-White ones? Can you tell us something about these and how you really got into this heat?
So pretty much, I believe they shock dropped on Nike. I was only able to get two. I sold two, and then the reason why I have four is because I bought them for resale when they were like at $1,000.
Okay.
So I pretty much invested in them. That's something I do as well. I will pay resale to invest into sneakers that I believe will go up.
Right.
So yeah, that's how we were able to get those.
Okay, hold on. Alright, so these are all the Off-Whites and shit. He was not kidding, guys. He was not kidding, bro. These is crazy, bro. I remember the day these came out. I took off of work thinking that they was on Shock Drop, and they did. And I hit off of Ghost Sneakers. But my privacy limits, I put the limits too low on each card, and I got 3 declines. So, you know what's so funny about that? This could have jump-started my career with this body shit early. But you feel me? Some things in the way of life, and how God has shit planned for us. Like, I just feel like it just wasn't my time yet. You feel me? Because I was hitting on sneakers all the way up to this point, and I hit after this shoe too. But it was just this one shoe where it was a high-ticket item. I had the right stuff. I was hitting, but something was telling me like my time will come. There will be more shoes and stuff like that. But this could have really, this is one of the shoes that could really jumpstart my career. So enough of that. Let's go over to Travis Scott's lows. Let's go over to the lows. So tell us about everything like with these and how this happened. Did you go manual
So at the time when those came out, I wasn't even botting pretty much. I believe I hit 5 of the sneaker app draw. I believe it was like a 30-minute draw.
It was a 30-minute draw, yep.
Yeah, and at the time I wasn't even botting, but I did hit 5. And at that time I was like asking close friends, family members just to enter on the app. You know, I'll pay you an extra quick buck for it if you hit. And then, yeah, that's how I hit 5.
Alright, so what's your plans with these? Because you had these for years now, so what do you...
I'm okay with letting them go now, because I did invest in some of them.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, so because I believe that one I paid $750 for it, so yeah, I'm probably looking to get like $1,200 for it.
$1,200, okay. All right, now let's go to the unions, because unions are a very special thing. So you only really got one off of the website.
Yeah, so when I got one off for retail off the union site, and I got them in hand, I just, by the colorway, the material, I knew it was a shoe that was going to go up. You just had to,
right?
By just looking at the shoes, you could tell that it was going to be a really good looking shoe on that. So I actually went ahead and invested in 10 pairs, and I bought them for resale for like around $800 to $1,000. And depending on the size, they go between like $1,900 to like $2,300. So I pretty much doubled my money in each pair. Mm-hmm. And yeah, that's something I like to do as well. Invest into sneakers that, because I don't like having money sitting in my bank. So if you know a shoe and you believe it's gonna go up, just invest in it.
Alright, that's dope. That's dope. So enough Union 1s like that. Let's see Travis Scott 6s, because I remember that day we were botting together for this one. I got one up at DSM, but did you hit anything off of botting this one?
I believe all my pairs came from sneakers and a few boutique raffles, but okay. I actually let go of the men's. I think I got like 3 men's, 4 men's, but I don't know, for some reason I still have these grade schools. And to be honest, it would have been a great idea to let them go release it, because I think they went down since. At the time, I think they were like at 700, 600.
Just Jordan 6s, they are the hype beast's favorite shoe, the favorite Jordan, but I love 6s, so if I could fit these Jones, I would have been trying to talk about something, but yeah, these are definitely dope. So how about the Travis Scott Cactus Jacks, because we were also talking that day, I remember this exact day of 2019 fall when those dropped, on the shop drop, on the sneakers stash. And tell me, how much did you get and how many did you sell, because I know this is not all of them that you have here.
You talking about the Air Force Travis Scott?
Yeah, mm-hmm.
Yeah, so I think those actually dropped as a stash, sneaker stash.
Yep, I was home and I was ready. That was my first and only sneaker stash hit.
So the one thing that I like to tell myself is you got to be prepared. When I say prepare is, if you know there's a sneaker stash coming, you got to be prepared with multiple phones, because you know what's happening, you know what's gonna happen, you know it's just a matter of time of when. So it's all about being prepared and putting yourself in the right situation to be able to just, you know, execute and be able to get all the pairs. So yeah, I still have them. I mean, I don't like the stuff on top of the laces and all that stuff, but it's a good looking Air Force.
Yeah, I still have mine. You can go on Vipersoles.com to pick up size 10. I still got mine for sale, but and I think that's all the hype heat. Anything crazy that you have, like, because I see some Yeezys back there. So what Yeezys do you got back there?
Honestly, Yeezy is just some regular, like, Zions. Not something crazy.
Okay.
It's just like regular that I still have, or been too lazy to list or sell or something like that.
Okay. So
but yeah, I mean, I used to have 2 MCAs, which I let go like last month.
Okay.
And those were also hit with a sneaker stash. So honestly, sneakers has been really pretty nice to me lately. So
all right, guys, so as you can see, today was a big dub. We went to talk about some important stuff when it comes to Sneakerbotter with my boy, and just some closing thoughts. Just don't stop. Like, the world is your oyster. Like I said, like, we didn't come, our parents didn't give us no bread, you feel me? Like, but for the first major chunk, we were just doing it off the strength of our own self. No help, no nothing. The cards aren't even that much of a help if you think about it, because you still have the money to back it up to pay it off. So when it comes to this, man, just keep it focused. Hope I gave y'all a good video. We're gonna do some more B-rolls to exit out this clip. But without further ado, is Vipersoles. Subscribe, Check me out on my website, www.vipersoles.com. Remember, Twitter, Instagram, Vipersoles. And please do not forget to subscribe. That will help me out a lot. Trying to do these little different videos once a month, you know, to get, you know, some things out. But without further ado, talk to y'all soon. Peace.
Cooker!